Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new episode of the MMA Business Hour. Today, we're going to discuss some of the results from UFC 282, particularly Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon. In my opinion, there is no way that it is possible that Jared Gordon did not win that fight. I mean, listening to Paddy Pimblett talk in the post-fight press conference, saying that he won all 3 rounds is just like, it's laughable, actually. I just got done rewatching the fight. In the first round, he got outstruck 34-22 in significant strikes. I mean, Jared Gordon was landing shots to the body. I mean, that check left hook landed flush 4 or 5 times on Paddy. And then, towards the end of the round, Jared Gordon was able to take him down. So I just don't understand how it's even possible that Paddy thinks he won that first round. I mean, the second round was a little bit closer, but I still think Gordon won. I mean, I honestly think that Gordon won all 3 rounds, you can argue. I mean, he definitely won the first round, and he absolutely won the third round. The third round was not an action-packed round at all, but he dictated where the fight took place. He held Paddy up against the fence for the entire round. So how could you possibly score that for Paddy? In the post-fight press conference, Dana White was saying that Jared Gordon's, strategy for the third round was stupid. I mean, Dana White, what are you talking about? If I'm up 2 rounds to nothing, and I could just hold this guy up against the fence for the entire third round and not let him land some crazy punch, then I should win the fight. I mean, Dana, if you watched him in that post-fight press conference, he was super perturbed. He was mad about the main event. He was clearly pissed off about the Paddy Pimblett fight. He thought this, Paddy Pimblett fight was going to launch him into the stratosphere and get him into a top 10 opponent. And in my opinion, and I think everybody else's opinion that watched the fight except for the judges, that Jared Gordon won that fight. I just don't see how you could even come close to making an argument that Paddy won the fight. I mean, he won at least 2 rounds, possibly even 3 in that fight. So what do you guys think about this whole Paddy situation? I mean, I think this dude is not top 10 quality at all. I mean, we talked about it in our video before. I mean, when he fights, he really, really winds up, man. That chin is so exposed, and Jared Gordon was keeping it tight, and when Paddy was swinging, he would bang with that left hook, dude. That left hook was landing flush all night long. And Jared was also landing some great shots to the body. He was mixing in some leg kicks in there. I mean, Jared Gordon looked good. He looked really, really, really good. He put it on Paddy Pimblett, and I think he kind of got exposed a little bit. That ground game isn't as good as he says he is. And I mean, that striking is, he just throws looping shots. Why looping shots? I mean, nothing is straight down the pipe. Nothing. I mean, if he fought like Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier or some of these big strikers like Beneil Dariush or, Fiziev, he doesn't beat any of those guys. I think he gets KO'd. He almost got KO'd a bunch of times by Gordon, and Gordon is a much smaller guy than Paddy. And he was still able to just find that chin consistently all 3 rounds. I mean, if you went on Twitter after the fight, it exploded. The judging in UFC is really discrediting the sport at this point. They need to figure out something. Every state has a different commission, and then the one judge, Ariel Helwani, was saying was in New York, and then he flew the next day and judged the Paddy Pimblett fight. It's crazy. It's sad for these fighters. Jared Gordon should have won that fight, and B, he should have got a bonus for performance of the night, beating Paddy Pimblett. All 3 rounds, in my opinion. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. I wanted to get my opinion out there for this fight. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. We can have a little discussion about this fight and some of the other fights on UFC 282. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next fight.